Okay, guys, what we're getting ready to make is the copycat blooming onion. So if you've ever been to any of the steakhouses, they make them all the time. And you know what? I've only had them probably about maybe twice, but I think they're pretty good. So let's get started. So what we're going to start with first is our egg and milk mixture. And the reason I'm starting with that first is because I want to get it real nice and blended. So here goes the egg. And you can use buttermilk if you'd like, instead of just regular milk. So let's get this in here. And let's get that. There we go. Let's get this nice and mixed. This is just our ingredients that we're going to be using to fry in. So let's get that real nice and mixed up. And don't forget to put your egg in, because really this is my second time making this recipe. And I'm remaking it because I forgot to put the egg in the milk. And I kept wondering, why is it not working? So hopefully it'll come out better this time. Let's get it all mixed up there. Sometimes it's harder to mix with these things. I think it's easier with a fork. Okay, so I'm going to let that set for a bit. Let's just move it over out of the way. Like so. Okay, and then what I'm going to bring in here is my bowl to place my flour in. There we go. I have to make sure that you can see. Okay, let's move you back this way a little bit. There we go. Okay, so let's put in some flour, because we're going to need to get this all nice and coated in flour. I'm going to put my flour in here. There we go. And to my flour, I'm going to add some paprika, which you have to be careful, remember, because I don't have the... And you can season yours with whatever you want. If you want to use onion powder, garlic powder, you can use that. And then what I'm going to do is put in some Cajun seasoning, just to give it a little kick, because I like a little kick. There we go. And then I thought this would be good. This is garlic herb grilling seasoning. So let's put some of that in. Smells delicious. Can't wait to taste it. Okay, so let's get this all mixed up. And since none of those flavors have salt in them, I'm going to go ahead and add some salt, just to give it a little bit of salt. Let me take this off, because this is not working for me. I don't want to put too much salt, because if you put too much salt, you can't take it out. So let's go ahead and mix this. Like so. Okay. Let me get some of this out of your way. Okay, so now to the onion. The onion part, let me show you how I did this. Okay, this is the onion, and I already cut it because they tell you to leave it in the refrigerator overnight in water so that it could separate on its own and you don't have to separate it. But all I did was I took my onion and I cut this end off right here, and then I just kind of cored it out a little bit. I think this one I did a little bit too much, but that's how it looks. Okay. I think I have some of the video left from the first one I did, and that'll show you how I cut it. Okay, and then this one is the one that's been in the refrigerator, and I can tell that it's separating. So yeah, that does work, because usually if you're separating it, let me get the plate. Okay. Usually if you're separating it, once you cut it, it doesn't cut as easy. And it says if you soak it in water, it gives the onion a chance to release its, what is it? Its starches, which makes it separate a lot easier. So let's see if it's going to separate easier. Okay, so yeah, there we go. It does. It separates much easier. And you can buy the onion cutting tool, but it's like, why? You can do this yourself. And I cored the middle out. I didn't core all the way down. I cored the middle out with one of my pumpkin cutters that I had, just to make sure it gets cored. So let's do this. Ooh, it's blooming. Okay, so what we're going to do, you know, I think I'm going to, well, no, I'll leave it in that bowl. What I'm going to do is pull my egg mixture over. I hope you can see what I'm doing. There you go. I'm going to pull my egg mixture over. I want to make sure this gets all nice and mixed. Okay. So I'm going to take my onion. I'm going to put it in my egg mixture, which it looks like it's trying to fall apart already. So let's roll it around in here, making sure that it's getting, you know, a lot of that egg mixture on, because we're going to need that to stick to the flour. Let's get it all in there. And it's kind of a messy thing. If you don't mind getting your hands messy, then good, because it's messy. And I think once I put this into my fryer, it's probably going to hold up a lot better because it's a smaller fryer. Okay, so we got those coated. So what I'm going to do is turn this upside down so that can counter drain out. I'm going to move this over here. And then in comes the flour, which we're just going to make sure it gets coated everywhere. Because even the first time I did it, it just didn't coat right. And it could have been because I didn't soak the onion overnight, because some people don't. They say they don't see the difference, but I kind of do. Okay, make sure we get that all in there. Like I said, it's messy, but the end result is good. So this will be my second time trying it. And if it doesn't work out this time, it just doesn't work out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back into the egg mixture again. Let's move it this way so you can see. I'm going to put it back into the egg mixture again, just to make sure I'm getting a good coat. I usually never do egg mixture things like this. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to pick it up, put it back into the flour, which I'm flopping flour everywhere. And it looks like my onion is trying to fall apart, but that's okay. We're going to try to keep it together here. This is not the easiest thing to make. I can see why people go to the Outback and get it. But it's fun to do, especially if you have kids. Kids love doing this kind of stuff. Let's turn it over. Okay, so I'm going to get my hands washed, and then we're going to put it in the fryer. Okay, so here we go. This is my frying pan. I'm going to put my onion in here, and hopefully it doesn't fall apart. And if it does, that's okay. That's how you learn. Okay, there we go. So let's put it down to our... And this is a small fryer, so I'm going to have to fry it one way and then turn it and fry it another. Okay, maybe by frying the bottom first, it won't fall apart. Seems to be doing pretty good. I'm going to let that fry until it gets brown, and then I'm going to flip it over. Okay, y'all, this is my blooming onion, and I think that it went out of season. So this is it. It's got a nice crunchy taste. Could use a little salt to me. But after trying 2 times, I've come to the conclusion that blooming onions aren't for me to be making. Maybe you all can teach me how to make a blooming onion. Because mine, I followed instructions and it just didn't do what it needs to do. But it's good, even though it's not blooming. So I'm going to call this my blooming onion fail. Like I said, maybe one of you guys can teach me how to make a blooming onion. But anyway, it was fun. So thank you for joining me on Exploring Foods with Smitty on this blooming onion fail. And if you have some ideas of how to make this, hit me up in the comments section, because obviously I don't know how to do this. So we'll see you on the next video. Enjoy your day.